It is a beautiful and great day here at 6th Gen Farmer because first of all, it's like 40 degrees outside, and second of all, we bought a new planter and I have never been so excited for a spring in my life. So, for reference, here's our old planter, DB60 24 row 30 with the precision planting, high-speed V-sets, hydraulic downforce, the whole works. So in our split, we sold out of this planter and decided to buy a new one. This thing is sweet! Almost as sweet as this sweatshirt. Link in the description. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to start planting this spring. Look at this. John Deere 1770 NT, 60 foot, 24 row 30 inch. And it is an ExactEmerge retrofit. And this has the thing, which I will explain in great detail here in a couple of minutes. I am so pumped for this thing. And it's just, our technology level went from here to here. Just, it's astounding how much different this is going to be this year. And now that I'm done with college and I'm farming full time, I had to buy part of the planter and I now have no money. So buy sweatshirts. And no, we will not be pulling it with the 8410T. As much as I would love to plant with an 8410T, we're a little short in horsepower, especially for a high-speed planter. So we will get this 8345 RT connected to it, which that's going to be a little short in horsepower too, but we don't really got an option. Huh? What? Throttle down. We can unhook it here, that's fine. Not expecting to move.
And you do understand that when you're holding the camera, they can't see you talking with your hands. As I was backing around, I kept thinking you were giving me directions because you were about 3 times I looked back. I think you were talking to the camera, but you talk with your hands a lot.
I do talk. You're right. The problem is I gotta like start holding it further away because sometimes I like get lazy, my arm gets tired, and I like start bringing it in like this. Or I do this and hold it down here, and then I start doing this.
I don't know what you're talking about, but you're awfully excited. I thought I was supposed to stop, but then it was...
Are we backing this out?
I don't have to go back in there again. Yeah, was the 8410 dead again too?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
yeah.
This is dead.
Yeah. No, I think we'll put it right in front of our combine.
Okay. I can't show that yet. They don't know we have that.
Okay.
So in the past, we have had 2 planters, one for soybeans and one for corn. We had a 1790 split row for soybeans because we like our 15-inch row soybeans. And then we had the DB60 for corn. Now that we're splitting up and our acres are basically being cut in half, we really don't have a need for 2 planters anymore. So we decided just to do everything 30-inch this year. There's a couple of fields that we might maybe actually plant twice. To get 15-inch rows of this planter. We haven't quite decided yet on what we're going to do, and obviously it depends on how the spring goes, if it's a nice, dry, easy-going spring or if it's a muddy mess. But this is a 1770 NT. I believe it's a 2014-ish bar. It came with regular, I think it had XP units on it, and then in 2018 they retrofitted the ExactEmerge units on it. So it's a high-speed planter, 10 miles per hour. We got pneumatic openers, we have hydraulic downforce, and you're probably thinking, Carson, if you have half amount of acres, do you really need a high-speed planter? The answer is no, but our biggest yield increase in corn that we ever saw was when we got hydraulic downforce on that precision planter that we had up to this year. And if you're going to get hydraulic downforce, you might as well get the high speed while you're at it. But this is a little bit of a project planter. It was basically the cheapest ExactEmerge planter that we could find, and it does need some work. We're basically going to have to go through and replace a lot of the bearings on these pneumatic row openers because they're kind of shot. We're going to have to go through, we haven't even started looking at discs and stuff yet. A lot of seed belts need to be replaced and a few other things. One thing we're going to do is we're going to do some variable rate liquid application, and this is just a constant rate pump on it. There's no rate control or anything. It's just one of these ground driven pumps. So we're going to throw a rate controller on there. The thing that I am most excited about when I said the technology that we're using went from here to here is with that right there. I'm so excited about this thing. I literally brought a whiteboard to show you guys what's all gonna happen here. So that thing I just pointed out is actually a GPS receiver mount. So not only will the tractor have a GPS receiver mount, but the planter has one as well. And that helps out in a ton of things and will make planting this year, at least for me, the technology guy, a heck of a lot of fun and a lot simpler. For my dad and my brother, they'll probably be cussing the whole time, but that's their problem. So typically, when on a normal planter, you know, you have a GPS receiver on the tractor is following a straight line down the field. Well, when you get on a slight side hill, or one side of the planter is a little bit more wet than the other, or if soil conditions change, the planter can actually drift to one side or the other. I mean, this is over exaggerating a bit, but like that. And that causes the rows to not be straight. And then as you go across the field, like your rows can be kind of wavy and off. And around here, we're flat enough, it's not that big of a deal. But on a pretty flat farm, our organic field, when I was rotary hoeing it last year, I was actually really disappointed by how curvy our rows were. So having that GPS receiver on the planter allows the tractor to tell when the planter starts to drift to one side. And in this case, if the planter starts to drift this direction, the tractor will actually compensate by driving up the hill or to the right to help keep those rows as straight as possible. What's also really cool, and this is my favorite part of this whole thing, is typically when you make a GPS line on a tractor, it makes a line, it puts them 60 feet apart, and that's what your tractor follows GPS. With this AutoPath, every single unit on the planter, so if I draw some little units here, like that, create their own GPS line. So in this case, there would be 24 GPS lines behind this tractor, like this. So if the planter does drift to one side and the tractor doesn't compensate very well, there will be a slight curve in that GPS line. And what that allows you to do is when you come back and you spray or row crop cultivate or combine, rather than the combine or whatever following the original planter tractor path, it actually follows the individual rows. And what that also allows you to do is, let's say you have a 24-row planter, but a 90-foot sprayer, AutoPath, or this ability to put a GPS line for every single row, will actually auto-calculate the most efficient way to spray with like a 90-foot boom and a 60-foot planter, because typically you gotta line up your widths. So most people with a 60-foot planter have a 120-foot boom or a 60-foot boom. And it'll actually like calculate the most efficient way to get down the field and then do it automatically. It's freaking sweet. But not only that, I will hopefully never have to use markers on headlands again. Because let's say you have a headland that has a slight curve in it. Because the tractor knows where the planter is at all time, I can tell the tractor to follow the boundary, and it will keep the end unit the same distance away from the headland the entire way around it, which is absolutely incredible. I've never planted a headland without using markers before. And you've always had the ability to follow a boundary, but now with the planter having its own GPS receiver, it'll be absolutely perfect. I'll have the nicest looking end rows in the county, because I used to work for a John Deere dealership, and I know for a fact that not many people utilize all this technology because they don't have the patience to deal with it like I do. But not only that, but with the subscription that we get to do all this stuff, I can also use turn automation. So let's say that this is the headland of the field and I'm going back and forth this direction. My tractor will have a perfect U shape on each time I turn around, because I'll put it in the monitor and the tractor will turn itself around automatically and do the exact same thing every time. Whereas when I turn myself around, one time might be a little too wide and kind of shaped like that. The next time might be too narrow and then it's kind of shaped like that. And it just looks kind of ugly, especially for the first probably month and a half after you plant. Like you can see everywhere you turned around. So not only will I have perfectly straight headlands, but I will have perfect turnaround like U's. My goal here is to have the prettiest looking fields in the county on my first year doing almost all the planting. I'll probably be doing 80 to 90% of the planting this year, which I am hyped about. And this is actually the biggest reason we went to a John Deere planter over a precision planter, because you need a John Deere rate controller in order to use this AutoPath function. And with the organic corn and organic soybeans and our 60-foot row crop cultivator, having the ability to follow every single line is really nice, because up till now we've been actually manually steering that cultivator, and being able to be absolutely perfect on the rows every single time is going to be fantastic. And not only that, but if you guys remember the strip tilling I did last year, I actually recorded AutoPath lines with that strip tiller, so now the planter will have the ability to follow those strips absolutely perfectly. And that's why I'm so freaking excited for this spring, because I just love technology, and I think that this planter is going to be an absolute game changer in the way that my family looks at farming forever. And now I can read the comments right now. Carson, why did you buy an ExactEmerge planter? Last year, Millennial Farmer, his was a disaster. He had sensors going out like crazy. I know. And this planter actually has the same sensors that Zach's planter had that kept going out last year. And it's a problem. But that's the reason we got it out today, is because we're gonna get it hooked up to the 8345 RT once we get the row crop cultivator off it. And we're gonna take it to the dealership, because John Deere came out with a PIP, or Product Improvement Program, and they are issuing free replacements of updated sensors to all the ExactEmerge planters. And so we're gonna get that done. A PIP is basically just it's John Deere's term for a recall, to make you feel warm and fuzzy inside about it. And then while the planter is at the dealership getting this recall done, they are also going to install a wing leveling system. So there's hydraulic cylinders that they put between the main frame and the wing that transfer some of the weight of these seed tanks onto the wing, so that way you get more consistent down pressure across all the units on the planter. That's something that we did to our DB60, and it made a huge difference. Every time I see this thing, it just looks more massive than the last. There we go.
Get it on there.
Oh, nothing to it.
Light on, still don't reach the bolts.
That's not even close. What the heck? Well, we got the wrong bracket to hold on the PTO generator. Called the dealer, and they said there is a different bracket depending on if you got an 8RT, an 8RX, or a wheel machine, or a 9000, or like a 7. He said there's like 8 different brackets for this thing. Why make it so complicated? Just make them all the same. But I'm not an engineer either, so we're not going to be hooking up that today. Oh boy, I've never hooked up a planter ever, and this one has a lot of of things. Ah, boy. Don't like it. Okay, so this is pressure. Is that correct? Top one's pressure, right?
Is there a P up there? I think it's a drain. Was it, what was flat face and what was anything flat face?
This was flat faced down here.
How did you arrive at what you did?
Because a video that I watched that had a newer tractor said top one's pressure.
See a big D here.
Is there a P on the other one?
Some of them are pressure, but some of them have a P and they don't mean pressure. This is a return. Okay, on this side. Oh, hey, that is a P.
Okay, so
Look at it from the back, it says P.
so pressure return. This is flat
But
face.
this is a cylinder return. I'm baffled why that would have constant pressure.
Well, this is the only one that has this big tag,
And they said that goes to there?
and they said that goes to there. The rest of these all match up.
Okay.
This one didn't have. These two had big tags on it.
What's the rhyme or reason with their marking system?
I was not able to figure out the rhyme or reason, but I was able to read this.
Yeah, those two make sense that they would be.
So that's mainframe return,
Mainframe pressure.
mainframe pressure. So I put the return on the left on all of them.
I think that's wrong.
According to the video I watched, it was right, but
Really?
I could.
Okay. Pressure on the right? Okay.
Yep. And okay, yeah, because when you detent, it's oh crap, it is.
I said pressure was on the right, or left, but I could be wrong.
Well, we'll figure it out pretty fast.
The tractor book might tell you.
And then
It's this. What's a little cylinder thing?
it's
Oh, that's cylinder going in, so that would be retract, I guess. Okay.
no, the left side is cylinder going out.
That's not what the little.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, is it?
It is. The arrow's pointing to the right.
Okay, well, you might be right the second time. I thought there. Yeah, there does look okay. This is all on video, I suppose.
Yeah.
Is there a dad over trumping rule that can that has to go out in the editing?
No. And then so I have vac marker frame.
Sounds right. This said frame, right?
Yes.
I don't understand their marking system at all.
Well, here's I might just try and unfold it in the yard quick, see what happens. If it's backwards,
Yeah, don't start a vac. You get the vac the wrong way.
No, I won't
That'll
start
take
a
out a vac.
I won't start a vac. I'll try to unfold it.
What does this run? You know?
The downforce.
Oh. Oh, so that's you get one that way. Okay, well that's why they got the marking.
Well, I've already started it and moved it, so if it's backwards, it's.
I know they said you're. And I think this is the vac return.
Yeah,
Pretty sure the flat face.
I'm assuming so.
Pretty sure the flat face is a vac return.
See, that goes.
Can I be wrong 3 times in 5 minutes?
No, I think you are right. That one. This would be this. Be this one.
It says something, but I can't read it.
I don't know which one it is, but I think you're right. I think that's vac return.
I can't read the writing on the. Turn it a little bit the other way.
Drain, case drain. That's all it says.
I think that's the return on the. Or the case strain on the. Yeah, there's a fifth line with the backs, I think.
Okay.
Return is there.
This seems terrible to me, but I don't know how to fix it. That just the way it
That's
is.
my little thingamadinger here with the
Yeah.
with the rubber.
Okay, but it just it seems all backwards to me because in my opinion, the left side and the right side should be separate, but they crisscross them from each other and put them in the same loop.
Yeah.
It just kind of seems.
Well, they're keeping the two together. That I assume. Back pressure, back return.
No.
They're keeping the two together that go together.
Okay.
I think you're fairly correct.
Fairly correct, or all?
I've been wrong twice in a matter of seconds. So
These top ones might be backwards. I'm gonna go try and unfold it. If it's natural, then I'm right, and if it's backwards, then I'm backwards.
you know how to unfold this one? Yeah.
It's the same as the 1790.
Yeah, pretty
So,
much.
yeah, I'll give her a shot.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I think I got her figured out. Place this right. Good enough. Okay. So if I lower this. Okay. Got it in neutral. Fold. Aha! Okay, then I switch it over to plant. Oh, it is backwards. Shoot.
Backwards for one.
Oh yeah, I told you it was backwards. You were right there. I told him off camera it was backwards. On camera, he was right. The hydraulics get out of phase on these things, and it just starts doing wonky things. But I think you're getting it.
You don't have that generator hanging on there anymore, do you?
No. Looks like you've done that a few times. I had no idea what to do. I was clueless. So what did you do? I wasn't even watching the...
I put on transport and jogged the mainframe down.
Okay.
Then I overdid it and got the wings too high. And I finally put it in plant when I had slow one.
Okay.
You realize this is probably my 40. I started planting with a 16-year-old when I was like 7 or 6 or 7. So
Have they all had...
I've had 40 some years of just.
Have they all had boxes kind of similar to that, or?
Yeah.
Really? So that box doesn't change much?
Oh, it used to be a box like this,
But same concept though?
Yep.
Huh.
Actually, I've simplified it a little bit. The 16-year-old had a hydraulic latch. You had to,
Oh.
when you got to fold it up, you had to latch it. Other than that, I don't think they changed.
Well, now it's all the new ones are all ISO bus on the monitor, but...
We had the first one from 78 or 9. I think we traded that in 88. I think in 88 or 9 already they went to the smaller box. Not that big thing.
Okay.
don't
So
remember.
if I have the... So that means all the hydraulics are backwards then, if that one's backwards. Because I have all the pressures on the right and all the returns on the left.
Yeah, I'd say they're all backwards then.
Okay. I can switch those around once I get it folded up here again. I really struggle. I probably spent 10 minutes trying to get this thing to...
Well, when I get... The bean planter was really bad at it. It'd get out of phase, and then you couldn't do anything. And I don't know about that other one. I haven't driven the
I've never driven...
Bauer enough to...
Yeah.
I think that does the thing. I think it does it worse yet, because you can't get the wing wheels up on them. The Bauer don't want to bring the wing wheels all the way up.
Okay.